What does a budget meal for 1993 look like in 2022? That's 29 years of inflation and changing prices. So let's look into this and see, can we still pull this off for under $10? And here's the cookbook that we're going to be looking at. Cheap eats, simple meals you can make for under $10. This was actually gifted to me by my mom, and she really liked this cookbook when it came out. She loved the meals, said it was really tasty, and so she wanted me to have a copy. You can see here this was copyrighted in 1993. Now this I thought would have looked really good, and that we would try to replicate this as best as we can. You'll see that the cookbook is actually divided into seasons, with the assumption that things would be cheaper if it's in season. Now, I have receipts and I've got the prices listed on the back of this paper. I'm not going to reveal it yet. I will be showing you a couple of things that I got. So broccoli, fresh broccoli, kind of turned out to be a little bit more expensive than I thought. Cranberries was way more expensive than I thought. I ended up having to get frozen because apparently in America, we only put cranberries out at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then the poor little things just kind of disappear for the rest of the year. So this was actually a hard commodity to find. The Orzo pasta turned out to be a little bit more expensive than I thought, but I did manage to get this on sale. I will show you what happened with that. Now you see here it says chicken breast can be easily substituted for the turkey. However, the chicken was way more expensive than I anticipated. I ended up getting this turkey breast tenderloin that I'm still going to somehow try to cut and finagle into the recipe, and you'll see why here because of this little sticker. I had it defrosting, that's why it's kind of wet right now, but you'll see this sticker 50% off. When I went to Aldi, let's see, you will see here the turkey tenderloin was $6.49. But because it was on sale, they only charged me $2. Now, this was $2 because it was going to go out of date the next day, which is why I went ahead and snagged it, because the turkey that was not in this form, like a turkey breast, was so much more expensive. It would have put us way over the $10 budget. So from these receipts, I went ahead and tallied our final price. And there you go. We came out to $11.01. Now you will see that we are $1.01 over our budget because this cookbook said under $10. That was not the case. And I did not factor in Tennessee's 10% sales tax on food. I actually paid more than this, but at least I wanted you to see our base price. Now, this is the sale prices. If I would have not got these on sale, our price would have been $17.43 plus that 10% sales tax. But I realize not every state has food sales tax, so that's why I left it off. But just know that I actually ended up paying 10% more. You will see that the Orzo was $2.58. But at Publix, I got it buy one, get one free, which meant that this box was $1.29. You'll see the cranberries was not on sale, neither was the broccoli. The lemons were 99 cents each, but I got a bag, which made the lemons each cost 35 cents. And then there's our turkey, $6.49 regular, but $2 for the sale price. I'm going to start with the dessert first because, as you can see, it needs about 45 to 50 minutes of bake time, and it should be getting done around the time that I've got everything else already in the skillet and ready to pull off and eat. So that's what I'm hoping anyway. And as a side note, you could say, and this might be kind of a stretch, but you could say that I got off a little bit cheaper than the $11 because I only needed 1 cup of those cranberries, which means that I had some left over. Which means that I could make this recipe 2 to 3 times out of this one bag. So technically, this particular recipe does cost us less than the overall price of this bag of cranberries. Okay, so I've got a lot of irons in the fire right now, I feel like. I'm going to go ahead and heat this oil up to put the garlic in. That will be for the orzo that I've got boiling in this pot right here. The dessert should almost be done, so I'm going to check that and see if I can go ahead and pull that out of the oven, or, you know, just about how long it needs. But we've got about 3 or 4 dishes going on at the same time right now, so I'm going to try to organize this a little better, pull it together, and we'll have something hopefully at the end. Let's go ahead and sneak a peek. Ooh, whoa! Wow! Okay, let's go ahead and pull that out. I think that's ready. Look how beautiful that is. Now we're going to dust that with some confectioner's sugar, but I'm actually going to hold off and do that right at the end. I'm going to cover this with tin foil. That way it'll stay warm, and then we can keep going with the rest of our meal. All right, we're down to the wire, guys. I just went ahead and dressed my broccoli really simply since the rest of the dinner has got like a lot of seasoning to it. So this is just olive oil and salt and pepper, and then we'll put that in the oven to roast it, and it will be done. I made a happy discovery. There was not 1, but actually 2 tenderloins in that package. One I put back in the refrigerator because for this meal, you know, I don't want a ton of leftovers, so I'm just gonna use the 1. But that means this only cost $1, so we can actually cheapen this dinner a little bit more. So maybe we actually did hit the $10 mark, because not only do I have this, I have that second tenderloin that I'm going to be able to make a whole other dinner out of. So I think we're going to be in budget. yum, because I cannot wait to dig into this.
It smells really good.
Yes. Now, it took a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work, but I think it might be worth it. Okay. Now, the broccoli recipe was not in the book.
Okay.
They just assume you're going to know how to roast broccoli and you just do it the way you want to. So I'm not going to really concentrate on that. It's really these 3 dishes that are the most important. So let's try this turkey first.
I was a little worried it was going to be like a hair tough or stringy just because of like how hard it was to kind of cut right there, but it's really not. Like it's really good.
Right. It is tender.
It's tender.
The breading, of course, is just a simple breading, but sometimes you don't need to like improve on a classic. You know what I mean? It's just good the way it is. Now this orzo, I'm also really excited about because I love a pasta dish and I love garlic. So as soon as Mitch gets done with a second piece of turkey,
I was gonna say that bite I got a little bit more of the lemon.
Yeah.
And it like pepped up the flavor quite a bit.
Yeah. It brightens it. It makes it kind of cuts the grease too.
Yeah.
A lot. Like that's really good too.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Not as garlicky as I thought it was going to be. I actually think I would add a little more. But that's just me and my preference. If you don't like a lot of garlic, don't do that.
I honestly don't. If you hadn't said garlic, I wouldn't have noticed it was in there.
Right.
Like, it's not that strong.
Right. I actually think this might benefit from like maybe a little bit of garlic powder or garlic salt. I actually think it needs a little bit more salt.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah. But overall, I actually think it's really good. And I think it's a good like pairing with what you have.
Yeah.
And it really makes for a very well-balanced meal.
I agree.
You still have like a little bit of carb. You've got some vegetables in your carb. You've got your broccoli. You've got your protein. I mean, you really kind of can't improve on that. And the taste is really good.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. This I'm really excited about. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cranberry, whatever you are. Why have we never made this before?
It's like the...
Oh.
Whatever this is.
Oh my God. It's like a custard.
But it's a really good vehicle for the cranberry.
Yes.
Like the cranberry is so sharp that it's hard to eat cranberries by themselves.
Yeah.
But that like levels it out enough that it's like really the perfect mix. Like it's not over sweet.
No.
It's not.
It's perfect. If you don't make anything else, make this. Like if you don't have time for this, oh my gosh, I beg you to make this. Like I am so shocked at how absolutely wonderfully delicious this really is.
It is really good.
So simple.
Yeah.
And it was really, really easy to make. So, wow. I'm going to be making this again. You know, I've got that bag of cranberries in there with some other, leftover cranberries in there. So I'm going to be making this probably a couple of times.
That's the thing, actually. We actually still have more food. We can make this all over again. We actually still have another dinner.
Right.
At least worth of food already fixed.
Right.
You have enough of this, we could make it again pretty easily.
Yeah, like actually probably 2 more of these.
And it was still well under the $10.
It was $11. Now this is where we're going to get a little tricky.
Okay.
Because I got everything on sale, so that came to $11. If you're going to keep this exact dinner, in the 1993 budget that they say of $10, you are going to have to do some sale shopping.
Right.
You cannot buy this stuff, just
for normal price.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to go over.
Right.
And like I mentioned earlier, I actually calculated that this would have been about a $20 meal in today's dollars if it wasn't on sale.
Everything on sale.
Yeah. Now, and I know what some of you are thinking. I cheated a little bit with the turkey. This is not turkey cutlets. They are turkey tenderloin. So I had to cut it, to make it thin and kind of, cheat just a little bit. And I knew I was going to do that. So I wasn't trying to pull one over on you guys. But turkey, just turkey anything is so expensive in my area. The chicken was $9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for just 2 large chicken breasts. And that was supposedly the sale price. It was really bad. So the tenderloin, when I saw it for 50% off, there was no way that I could not grab it and just try to make it work, which it did.
Yeah.
It worked really well. And then, when you look at it, the fact that you got 2 tenderloins in a packet, this was only $1.
Right.
So when, with a little bit of cheating and a little bit of sale shopping, I managed to get this at $10, maybe a little under,
right,
if you don't count the fact that I have to pay sales tax on food. So I think we actually kind of did it.
Yeah, and technically, this said it could do a meal for 4.
Right.
Under 10. So, us getting 2 meals isn't really a bonus. That's just expected. But still was under $10, right at $10.
Right, so you could theoretically feed your family of 4 with this exact menu for $10. You just have to do some little finagling.
Right.
And I did go to 2 separate stores to do that.
Right.
Now, I think overall, this meal was so good that even if it does cost you a little bit more in today's money, I don't...
Still worth it.
Yeah, it's still worth it. I don't think that's going to be necessarily a turnoff.
Right. I mean, the 90s $10 doesn't go that far anyways now.
Right.
So,
it was
normal,
Yeah, it's just kind of normal. One thing that might turn you off is the amount of dishes that this thing produced. I've got a ton of dishes. We've done 2 or 3 batches so far of dishes. He came in and powered through the last of them while I was kind of getting the last of everything, ready. So that's one thing you may need to consider. It's a budget dinner, but it's not a budget on your time.
Right.
So you're going to have to do some extra shopping, maybe go to a couple different stores. You got a lot of cleanup, some prep work, and if you're not got a lot of time or you don't have a lot of time,
sometimes
that savings on the money might not be worth it for you.
Right. Sometimes we're willing to pay a little bit for the convenience of it.
Yeah. So that's just something to consider. I don't think this dinner was easier than the dinners we made from the Dollar Tree.
No.
Now, for next month, we're going to switch up our game a little bit because remember those little souvenir cookbooks that I got from our trip to Smoky Mountain National Park? We're going to explore those. I already picked out some really good recipes out of it, and I can't wait to try them and show you those little books. And one of them in particular, I'm really excited about because this particular author, I think she might be the most prolific recipe writer of our time. Yeah, and I'll show you why when we get to that cookbook. But stay tuned for that because that's going to be a really fun little exploration we'll do in some Southern Appalachia food. So stick around for that one, and we'll see you then. Bye.
And if you like historical cooking and unusual cookbooks, here's 2 more videos you might enjoy. And make sure to like and subscribe for more foodie adventures.